I'm Sarah Knight, and welcome to It's Got Pockets, where just like finding the surprise pockets in your favourite trousers, I'm bringing you perfect pockets of joy and realness. Every week, I'm having unfiltered conversations with women who crack the feck on, even when life gets proper lifey. Women with experience, expertise and wisdom. Because sometimes the best stories start in the middle. Women who've been there, done that, and they're still figuring it out. Join me for real talk, useful tactics, and all the swears in between that make your life and business feel that bit more manageable. Well, hello. Welcome to another little episode of It's Got Pockets with me, Sarah Knight. And it is just with me today. That's all you've got. Me, myself, and I, and little old you. One of the things that Alison talked about on the last episode when I interviewed her was we were talking about how we move forward as women in the workplace, in life, in business. And we were talking quite a lot about what stops us as well. And one of the things that Alison said, which I thought was a real mic drop moment, was it's our duty to ourselves. It's on us to go out and get what we want from life. And I think sometimes we forget that a little bit. I think I need to call us all out on it because I think we forget it's on us. Because I know that sometimes I'm looking around me going, can there just be a grown-up who's going to come and sort everything out for me, please? Can there just be a grown-up who's going to go and make this all right and actually make the decision for me or go and do it for me or not sure I've got this today? And actually, it is on us. And that doesn't need to be a bad thing. It doesn't need to be another thing on us, but maybe we need to put that thing first and foremost. Maybe that's the thing that we should be focusing on. We have so many things going on. We've got the invisible weight, we've got the emotional labour, we've got the caring, the work, the life, all these things that come crowding in. And that's why the inner work that we do in ourselves is non-negotiable. It has to be non-negotiable as we get older. We need to focus on our emotional endurance. We need to look after our energy. We need to get that sense of clarity and really give ourselves the opportunities to make the most of it, to do what we want to do. And I'm not talking about all the things we feel we have to do. I'm talking about getting some bloody joy and contentment and enjoyment out of the now, out of where our feet are. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually did any work on you? When was the last time you gave yourself a little bit of time to just sit down and think, right, okay, here I am, and what do I need? I'm not talking about the work that you're doing in the house. I'm not talking about 70 billion loads of washing or where the socks have gone or where the Tupperware lives are that might keep you up at 3 o'clock in the morning or where the dinosaurs had teeth. I'm not talking about all that stuff. I'm talking about when was the last time you focused on you, even for 10 minutes, and just sat down, shut the rest of the world away and just thought, do you know what? What do I want? Because this is the key. Because here's the other thing. If you go down, the whole fucking ship is going to go down with you. And that ship isn't just your business. It's not your work. It's your family. It's your health. It's your peace. It's your identity. Because I know, you know, that everybody relies on you. You're the person. You're the central cog. So surely we need to be looking after these central cogs a little bit better. And yet still we tell ourselves, oh, I'll do it next week, or I'll put some time in next week, or I'll do it after this has happened. I'll do it when things settle down, you know, but that week never comes. And then you go, all right, I'll just do it another week. And then you're limping on a little bit more with that mask on going, do you know what? Everything's fine. I'm fine. You know, I'm bloody well fine. That's one of the things that me and my mate have. It's like our code word is that when we ask each other, how are you? If we say, I'm absolutely bloody fine, that's ultimately the code for shit, something's going on and we need to sort something out. We need to get outside, have a talk, have a rant, do something. Because often when we're saying I'm absolutely bloody fine, something's niggling our noggin. So maybe what we can do while you're listening to this is just have a think about what you can gift yourself. I have these moments all the bloody time. You know, one of those invisible tipping moments, you know, the kind, you're doing everything, you're fixing all the things, you're holding the sky up, you're remembering the birthdays, you're buying all the Mother's Day cards for everybody else in your life, you're fixing all the things, managing the mental load, dealing with the emotional labour, showing up like everything is absolutely bloody fine, whilst also maybe wondering where the hell you went in the middle of it. Feeling a little bit stuck. and maybe a little bit detached. I think that's one of the things that we feel quite a lot, is just that sense of detachment, that you're sort of almost living somebody else's life. And that's what I want us all to stop doing. I want us all to look at creating that life we want, with the ambition that we've got, with the potential that we've got, and unlocking our inner edge, our resources, and putting them in the right place. I wonder how many of us are living in this low-level burnout, still showing up, still achieving, still with people turning around and going, oh my God, how are you doing all those things? You're amazing. But maybe quietly feeling just that little bit exhausted and detached from the spark that we once had. But, still getting up and doing the Pilates class or going for the run, or God forbid if any of you out there do those ice baths. Yeah, step too far for me, people. But, we're constantly going, we're constantly motoring on. And it's not about us wanting less. It's not about wanting to place anything anywhere else. It's not about wanting to stop. What it actually boils down to is it boils down to placing our energy where it counts. It's about looking at what impact that we have. I keep hearing this word fucking hustle, and it drives me balmy. I hate it when people say, I've got a side hustle or a little hustle or whatever it is. I hate it. It's not a hustle. We're creating the lives, the businesses, the work, the leadership that we want for ourselves. But we need to layer in the reality of it, don't we? I mean, the stats are quite frightening out there. 75% of unpaid care work, and that's caring for people, is still done by women. But also, women over 40 are now the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. But we're also the most underfunded and overlooked. We need to do something about this. We need to start banging our drum a little bit louder. Deloitte's Women at Work survey showed that 53% of women are feeling more stressed this year than last year, and most of them say that mental health is declining. So this brings it back to what Alison was saying. We need to look after ourselves. It's our duty to ourselves. So instead of keeping pushing and masking and over-functioning, because ultimately we are the generation that just gets on with it, we need to acknowledge it. And we need to maybe talk about it, and we need to let the mask drop, and we need to show a little bit of that vulnerability, and we need to look after ourselves a little better. That's not about winding down and giving up. It's about waking up. It's about shifting from detachment and depletion to energy, to impact, to intention, to doing what we want to do with intention. And that shift, it all starts inside us. It all starts with our inner work. I call it the inner edge. It's one of the things that I talk about with our ladies. I sound like I'm some sort of weird Peter Kay type sketch, don't I? It's a thing that I talk about with my clients all the time. That inner work, that work on ourselves, is the work that changes everything. It's the transformation that makes everything easier and better and more fun and more enjoyable and gives us more contentment. It's your personal advantage. It's clarity, it's confidence, it's energy. We don't really need to be told to dream bigger. We just need to be supported to feel stronger. And actually, that scaffolding, it has to come from ourselves. And for me, a lot of what this is about our energy impact mapping. So one of the things I hear all the time, whether I'm working with businesses, with individuals, with organizations, is, well, can we talk about time management? How can we manage our time better? Crock of shit. We only have so much time in a day. We're not going to change it. It's not suddenly going to be any different. We can't squeeze more things in. If anything, we need to be taking things out. The key, the golden nugget, is absolutely about our blinking energy impact mapping. The more we can work with our energy systems, the easier everything else is. And where we start is that all-important question: what are you seeking to create? And that's a question that I think if we ask ourselves on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, if we're going goal setting, what are you seeking to create? What does it look like? Maybe that's the question that you can ask yourself this week, and just spend 5 minutes with a cuppa, with a brew, with a glass of wine, with a pack of Jaffa cakes, on a walk, and just ask yourself, spend that time with yourself. What are you seeking to create? What does contentment look like? Talked about contentment on an earlier podcast. The power of contentment, it's blinking brilliant. What does that look like for you? How does it show up on a daily basis? Instead of working our lives in the should do's, maybe we need to change it. And one of the things I love is there's actually a 50-30-20 rule in budgeting that apparently helps you plan your spending. Now, for those of you that know me knows I'm a bit of a hedonistic spender and a bit of an impulsive spender. And for me, this spending rule business, I'm trying to get my head around it because I'm trying to be a tiny little bit more sensible as I'm in my 50s. However, for me, the 50-30-20 rule works brilliantly when we're planning how we manage ourselves and where we spend our effort and our energy. So maybe once you've worked out what you're seeking to create, try this little framework. Look at your day. Look at what you've got on that day. And instead of writing a to-do list, which also is a crock of shit because your brain sees it as something to do, so don't do that anymore, look at what you can spend 50% of time on your needs. So the things that you need to do. So that's the things that you need to do to pay the mortgage, the things that you need to do in work, in your business, in the priorities, in your team and how you move forward. 30% on what you want to do. What is it in a day that you want to do? For me, it's recording this podcast. Actually, this is what gives me joy. I bloody love it. I want to do it. So I need to build it into my time. And then in the 50-30-20% rule on budget spending, 20% is on your savings. But in my rule of 50-30-20, 20 is on how you're actually managing your quality recovery time. How are you recharging your battery? How are you recharging your energy systems? So that from that point of view, you've got the energy to invest it in other things. Because it's like a phone. Your energy depletes. And if you're not going to plug it in somewhere, you're not going to be able to recharge, reset, reframe, and go again and again and again, which is why we struggle with this low-level burnout all the time. So maybe what you can do now is you can sit there and have a little brew and think, do you know what? I'm going to have a little bit of time with myself because Sarah told me to do it. You know, everyone needs a bit of permission from somebody else. So this is your order for the week. And have a look at where you want to place your energy. Where you need to place it, where you want to place it, and where your investment is in your quality recovery time so that you can go again tomorrow and we can press play and crack on and ignite our fires and actually do the things that we want to do that's going to bring us joy, peace, fun, laughter, and all the other shit in between. And these are some of the shifts that we're making inside my Found Her Fire Society. It's brand new. It's a little bit of a secret society. Well, it would be a secret if I wasn't talking about it on the podcast. It's not about self-help fluff. It's about how we move forward as humans. It's a space for experienced women in business, women who are leading businesses, female CEOs, MDs, women who have got their own business, who know that real success isn't about strategy, it's about self. It's about how we grow on all fronts. It's about our personal development and our professional progress. It's about how we move forward so that we don't burn out and we don't plateau. And I've got a little bit of an offer on that. I am absolutely loving bringing women on board. It's invitation only and you do have to apply to join. So you know the details. If you would like to get in touch with me and find out a little bit more about how we're moving forward, how we're leading with our edge, not exhaustion, then come and join me. Drop me an email at sarah@mindthegap.academy, or you can find me on Instagram called, unsurprisingly, Found Her Fire. I will see you next week with the glorious Jane Drucker. Take care. See you soon. Bye. As we button up another episode of It's Got Pockets, remember that just like that perfect dress with hidden storage, you've got pockets of potential. You can be exactly who you are meant to be with no one getting in your way, not even yourself. Just remember, you're not done yet. That plan B or plan C might be waiting for you. If you've enjoyed this episode and would like to work with me, or simply want to connect, come and find me at sarahknightconsultancy.co.uk. On Instagram, I'm Ministry of Midlife, or on LinkedIn, you'll find me as Nighty S. See you next time.